Welcome back to part 2 of my conversation with Americle. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, I'd really encourage you to start there first so you get the full story. If you're all caught up, let's jump back in. Welcome to Unspoken Lives, the podcast that uncovers the powerful, untold stories of everyday people. The real stories you don't always hear, but ones that deserve to be told. I'm your host, Kelsey Billingsley. In each episode, we'll explore journeys of growth, resilience, and transformation. Conversations with guests who have faced challenges, embraced change, and discovered new purpose along the way. Through their stories, you'll find inspiration, hope, and a reminder that every life has a story worth telling. Let's dive into this next unspoken life.
I was pregnant, and considering the circumstances, the baby, it wasn't like a good fetal or whatever the term. And there's a caseworker in there, and his name is Dan. Mm-hmm. And he is right there, and he's like, Americle. And he's like, you got to talk to me, like, what happened? And then I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, when were you raped? And I just look at him. I've been having sex now for like 3 months. He's like, yeah, that makes sense. Well, they said that there was a 8-week, you had a little fetal, 8-week fetal, but considering the circumstances and while you were down and under, they had to do a vacuum pretty much.
Oh, yeah. How did you feel in that moment?
Now I'm like, how dare you, Americle? Your biological gave birth to you. Mm-hmm. Considering the circumstances, the reason why you're so early is because you were so high. Now, what if that baby would have survived and the baby came out high? How would you look, Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily think it was the Benadryl. I was drinking every day. I'm popping pills. I'm doing all kinds of things. So I really don't know. But then I didn't want to talk about it ever again. Like, nobody can know about this.
Right.
Like,
do you think that was a turning point for you?
No, kind of. Like, kind of. But then what's next? Mm-hmm. So what are you here for? I'm not going back to my dad's. Now I'm kind of more like I have all this hatred. And being that I've just did stuff the last few months I've never done before. There's so much violence going on. There's so many fights. Now I'm just this angry girl.
Right.
And like, I'll put my foot down. Like, I'm not going.
Right.
Now I'm a mean girl. I'm not going back. Oh, you don't have to go back to your dad. We're going to put you in a temporary foster home until we get one more fit for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm in foster care.
Okay, so now you're in foster care. You had shared with me before, I think you had been through a couple different families, but I know there was one family that really stood out to you, I guess brought you back to your faith. Can you share a little bit about that and how you move forward from it?
Yes. So my last foster home before I was given to my mom and she got guardianship of me was with this lady named Corrine. Okay. Corrine is a lady that couldn't have kids at the time. She's going through it, but she's not in a way. She's going through it. But her faith is so strong that she's singing in the choir at church every Sunday. She brought me to her church. Now I have this church family. There's one other girl that she has foster care of, and we're good friends. We all both have our own rooms. She's literally, the state is giving her a monthly check every month. She's taking that check and she's going and buying me clothes, bought me a phone. Now I'm having stuff I really never had. Right. And haven't had in a while.
Caring for
She's
you.
caring for me. Then I was blessed and I went to guardianship with my mother and my little siblings.
And it went amazing.
Yes, that was amazing. There was obviously, like, life isn't going to just be perfect.
Yes.
And God did throw in some curveballs, and there was little situations going on in our family that weren't really necessarily being addressed, but was kind of having everybody not on the right path. Okay. So I ended up leaving my mom, and I went and stayed with one of my older brothers. I bought my first car when I was 16. I was making payments.
Huge accomplishment, especially after what you've gone through.
Yeah, and I think I was maybe off of run 7 months, and I got my car. And I was working 2 jobs at 16. I'm in school full time. Obviously, I'm a high school student. Right. So then I got 2 jobs. Everything's going pretty good, but then the circumstances happened, and I had to leave. So I went and stayed with my biological brother for a little while. It was a blessing in a way, but the biggest mistake in a way as well.
How so?
The same boys that when I was on run, I'm still a part of their life.
Right.
They love me. I love them. My cousins, they love me. I love them. Well, now me and my cousin that I had called originally when I went on run, we're making money in the best way. Everything is going good. I'm living with my brother. But so that being said, now I'm going to school. I'm going to work right after, and then I'm out until whenever, and I come home. However, I'm still smoking weed. I'm still popping pills occasionally. And then it came to the point where my brother needs me to pay rent, staying with him. So, okay, I can't work. I can't go to school then. So I let my administrator know, like, hey, like, I'm not going to be here every day. So I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I got to pay rent and I have to work.
Right.
I'm 16. So I'm working. Boom, I turned 17. He makes it, like, the administrator makes it okay. I can come to school on Fridays as long as I stay at school all day on Fridays. So it's like, okay, good. Well, one Friday I go to school and everything's normal. I go to school. A boy that I considered a brother at the time, who's really like my best friend. We don't talk now, but we were like best friends then. He would take my car while I was at school. Okay. Or when I'm at work, he has my car. So then he can make his money with my car while I'm at school or at work. Yeah. So we're all killing birds with like one stone, that car. And when we're on our way to school and we're smoking a blunt and we get to the school and he gets a call and they're like saying my cousin's name, and he got jumped at school.
And he doesn't go to your school?
Nope, we go to two different schools. So he's like, I'm on my way. And I'm like, oh, just go. And he's like, no, like, you know what he said, it's Friday, go in there. Okay. So I go inside the school and I get in the school. I'm kind of irritated now. I'm on like edge. I'm messaging my cousin like, what's going on? I'm not thinking anything's bad, but it was bad. And while I'm leaving school, the boy I consider my brother, who I was staying with when I was on run, he's walking out of school too. But mind you, he's in 10th grade. I'm in 11th grade, so I can leave for lunch. But he would never want to leave lunch with me because they would make that like he's skipping class because he's not old enough yet. So he's walking out to school and I said, it's not a PLC day. And he's like, we got to go. And then I'm like, where are you going? He's like, with you. And I'm like, where am I going? I said, I have work at 4 o'clock. And he's like, just, and I'm like, okay. My cousin's car pulls up and then my car pulls up right behind it. I'm kind of looking, I'm like, Well, I walked to my car to get in the passenger side of my car. Like, I'm thinking my best friend at the time, he can drive my car. But it's not him. It's another one of our good friends driving my car. And there's this other guy in my passenger seat. So I opened the passenger seat because you got to get in the back. I don't want to drive, but you can get in the back seat. And then, what are we doing? What do we have going on? And he's like, well, the guy that jumped your cousin, we're going to fight them. Oh, nice. Good. I haven't seen my cousin's face yet. So I'm good. We pick up more people, then we go. Well, we get to this house. It's raining. So they're talking for a long time, like a long time. And then I like, whatever, this is going nowhere. And then they come back to the car. Well, now my people are right by my car, and they're circling my car. Well, out of nowhere, they're walking on like, they go back up there, and I'm like, what's going on? So I get out of my car. When I'm getting out of my car, someone screams, shut the door. I look over, and I have to hurry up and shut it. A car's coming through so fast. Well, that car pulls up onto the grass, and a bunch of grown men, get out the car. And I'm like, what the heck? Well, one girl gets out. Well, I'm the only girl with them. I kind of am seeing in my face, like, well, she's going to probably try to fight for them. I'm going to have to fight her for them, you know? So I get out the car. I walk up there. Those guys, I'm thinking they're going to jump out the car and start fighting. No, they jump out the car and they go onto the porch. Now they're by the guys that jumped my cousin. My cousin's right there. Can't see out of his eye. Golly, it was bad. Right. Well, it's raining. Like, this is annoying. The girl on their other people's side looks at the dad, I'm assuming it was, and she says, I'm just going to hit them with my car. Well, some people are going to like laugh at that. Oh, I personally, I know when I'm just irritated and frustrated and I want to have people's back, like, just get straight to the point. I know she's not joking. So as she's walking to her car, she snatches the keys out of her dad's hand. Nobody like flinches or nothing, but I run back to my car because now how I'm looking at it is you're going to start hitting my people with your car and I'm going to hit your people with my car. So you're not going to like it. So don't do it to me. Before I can even get into my car, one of the people that I'm with is in the air. She hit him with the car. He's in the air. He's on the ground.
She actually hit him.
And he's in the air. He's on the ground. I was on the cement. Now I can't think. And then I'm about to pull off. And then, boom, I hear this gunshot. And now I'm like, mind you, I've heard gunshots when I was a younger kid. Like, but not that close to me.
Right. In the middle of now, what's going on.
I'm driving, but everybody's running. I stop my car. My brother jumps in the car. One of my cousins, my good friend at the time, everybody jumps in my car and I drive off. But I'm not thinking anything of it. Right. I'm thinking, these people just shot at us. Like, that's why we're running. Nobody's saying anything in the car ride. the whole time. Well, we get to one of my friend's house because now we have to go there. And like everybody's kind of like freaked out, but nobody's like really addressing the point.
Right.
Well, the person that shot the gun is my brother. And I saw somebody fall when I was driving, but my mind was everywhere. I saw this guy fall. Well, my friend, she shows me the thing. She's like, is this why you guys are here? And it's one man dead. After this altercation, it was on the same street. I'm like, they shot it. They shot their own people. No, it's not what happened. So now life is going to take a big, another big spin because now we're in trouble.
Right. So I know you obviously have shared this story with me before. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to time in prison.
Yes.
Was that because of this situation?
Yes. Okay. I was charged as an accessory to the murder.
Okay.
Of the guy, being that I did drive the shooter away. And then withheld information from the police once I did find out. I did do that.
Okay.
It's always been something that like I've kind of tried to circle around as to the fact that, well, I didn't know. Well, eventually I did find out and I didn't go, yeah, actually I did hear this. No, it's still, I don't know. I literally was in my car.
Right.
But truth being told, that's what I'm here for. I did know. And my point of view on it was, I got to have his back and he's not going down. But in my opinion, I'm thinking they're going to sentence me. I'm going to go home. I've never been in trouble before. I don't like nothing. But now at this time, NSM, now a lot of the guys in our group are rapping. So they changed it to D1B, Day One Brothers.
Okay.
But I was D1S, the Day One Sister. So D1B is a big thing.
Okay.
And I ended up getting sentenced to prison. I couldn't believe it. I did say a speech and apologize to the victim's family, which I understand if they don't think I was sentimental, because I wasn't really sorry for them. I was more, at that time,
right.
I was more sorry for us. Like, how dare this happen? Right. We're the young ones. He was a grown man. He shouldn't have came there to fight kids. But no, either way, it's wrong.
How do you feel now?
Now I feel like I'm so sorry. Like, I am sorry. Like, I am sorry. Like, that's not how things were supposed to go. I mean it when I said that. I am sorry. Like, now, like, I actually am so sorry. I wish I could, like, express that to them, but I know that will never be able to happen. But I am sorry. Like, that's the last thing that was supposed to happen.
Right.
And then I am in prison now. I eventually I'm only a kid. So in the state of Nebraska, you're not an adult till 19. I was 17 when I was arrested. On my 18th birthday, right at midnight, they transferred me to county. And then I was sentenced 3 months later. Now I'm in prison with the big dogs, I guess you could call it. Like, now these are people that really murder people.
With
these
adults.
Are lifers. I'm with the adults.
How old were you?
I just had turned 18.
Turned 18, okay.
So now I have to pass all these kind of tests in prison. The guards are making me pass tests because in the state of Nebraska, you're not an adult for 19 till you're 19. Well, some of these ladies in here have child abuse charges. They can never be around children again, like a child. So I had to pass all these tests to be able to prove that I can handle myself on the yard. Okay. I passed the test.
What kind of test?
Like, where it'd be 6 guards in a circle, me in the middle of them. They literally walk on the yard. We'd have to walk 3 laps. And they'd watch my expression the whole time to see if I felt scared or see if I couldn't handle it. Then I had to talk to a therapist every day. Finally, I passed. And I was in D&E, which is like a diagnostic and evaluation, but that one cell by myself for 3.5 months. I wasn't able to talk to the other girls. I wasn't able to do nothing. And then phone time and stuff like that was hard because I just got to prison. Nobody really knows how to do anything, being we've never really been in this situation.
So all that time alone, after you hear your life story, you've always been surrounded by people. Was there a lot of internal reflection or, what was going through your mind during that time?
During that time, I would say, like, the only thing going through my mind is, at that time, like, I wasn't where I am now. I didn't really, at this point in time, like, I lost my faith in God. Like, I know that there's a higher power, but I wouldn't really give myself to him. Well, one of the ladies, like, got me a Bible. And
In prison?
In prison. Okay. And she started, like, talking with me. Well, now it's like, okay, God did this for a reason. But I wasn't giving it the right reason. Right. I was making it like he wants me to be known because he knows I'm so loyal and stuff like that. No, Americle, no. That's not why. But at that time, like, my mindset was so, it was so flawed in a way. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Yeah.
Do you feel like this was rock bottom for you?
Yeah. It was, like, I felt like at that time, I considered it the hardest time of my life.
Okay.
I was like, this was the hardest time of my life, but I'm going to get through this. And eventually, time went by faster and faster, and eventually it's time to go home. My brothers, my boyfriend that I lost my virginity to, they came to pick me up.
Okay.
When I leave there, I'm free, but at the same time, I'm nervous to be in the real world because I've been around these ladies for the last year and a half.
Right.
And they took me under their wing.
So how long again were you in?
For 2 years.
2 years. That's a long time.
Well, 2 years, but a year spent in prison.
Got it.
And then a year on an ankle monitor.
Okay, so prison, you get out. Does life go back to normal?
Yeah, so because I'm not 19 yet, I'm back living with my mom and my younger siblings. And everything is going pretty good. I got enrolled in college. I'm having my job. I got my job back at Dunkin' Donuts. I got another job on the way. Everything is going pretty good. And boom, now I get my first apartment. Wow. I was so excited. I was so excited. My best friend at the time, she's my roommate. Now we're so set. We got an apartment. We're so excited. Life is going good. We live in this apartment. COVID ends up happening. Life is still going good. We end up going our separate ways. I ended up getting another apartment.
Okay.
And life was going pretty good at that point.
Okay. Now this next story, when I met you, when you were a waitress, this was the only story that I knew. For some reason, we started talking when you were the waitress. You were limping. You're in Texas. You're not where everything happened. And you're limping. And somehow we asked, my husband and I asked you, and you go into this story that blew my mind, basically, which is crazy to think all of these other stories you just shared me. I didn't know any of that. But this is the one story that I left and I couldn't stop thinking about. I told friends this story because it just aligns so much with your name. So I want you to tell this story now.
Yes. So one night I get off work and I'm at my job and I get the call about my uncle. My uncle passed away. Well, my grandma needs me to get home. I leave that job and I make it around the corner and there's a car and the car's coming head on. And I swerve again and I hit a tree. And really bad crash. Now, obviously, the tree's not going to go nowhere. So at this point, my car's smashed. I'm in the car dead. Everybody
What do you mean dead?
I'm dead. I don't have no pulse. I'm dead in my car. And everybody, including my boss at that job, everybody gets the text by emergency contacts that I got in a crash. I didn't even know that could happen. But everybody got a text that I got in that crash. So from what I hear, my boss, everybody, the security guard, they ran down to the site. But at this point, when they get there, there's a bunch of ambulance paramedics. They won't let nobody through. The paramedics, I guess, in the process of them getting me out the car, I was stuck. So the tree smashed and me, so I'm stuck. So they pretty much had to pull me, which shattered my femur and my knee, obviously. But yeah, so on top of that, I guess it took a little bit over an hour for them to get me out the car.
Wow.
Well, your brain
no
dead.
Pulse this whole time.
Yeah, that's the point. They need me out the car to get me back alive. But at this point, hospital, the way they say, I guess, or consider it is you're brain dead after a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Well, now they get me to the hospital, I guess. And my family, friends, everybody's at that hospital. Everybody's there. And it's late night. Everybody's there. And I kind of feel dang, because my uncle died, Right. So everybody needed to be actually worried about something else. But now here I am. And from what I hear, my mom, I was asking her, what did they say to you?
Right.
And when the neurosurgeon and the orthopedic came out there and they needed to talk to my mom and family, they pulled my mom aside and just tell her that it doesn't look good. I'm not none of my levels are. They'd let her know about my femur is shattered. I don't have a knee no more. They're kind of giving her my rib came out a little bit, which collapsed my lung. Everything is wrong. I've never had surgery before all this, and now I have every surgery.
Are you hooked up to life support?
Yes.
Okay.
So now they have me on a ventilator. And they just want kind of me to, I guess, go wait, make me as comfortable as possible.
Let your family say goodbye?
Let my family say goodbye. Okay. So my mom actually makes all the calls. And she ends up making all the calls to people, too, to let them know, you got to come, this is happening. Well, my brothers, everybody keeps coming, I guess, to the hospital and like they're seeing me, but nothing has changed. I've been in there a few days now. It's like the 5th day into it. Well, they're going to eventually take me off the ventilator. Like nobody's going to let me just sit there,
Right.
and nothing's happening. Well, supposedly like in the middle of a prayer and my biological dad. Okay. My dad's there. Mind you, I haven't seen my dad in a long time. Right. But now my dad's there too. And they're going to take me off the ventilator. And they're praying. And,
your family?
Yeah. But even people that weren't at that hospital, I guess around the time they got the calls when they were literally had just got done saying a prayer about me. Well, I guess out of nowhere, like I take matters into my own hands because I do that a lot. And I sat up. I'm restrained because I'm in the thing. I happen to have a cute scar. I ripped the restraint, pulled my ventilator out, and started screaming. They say that when you have a ventilator, the tube in your throat and stuff, you're not gonna be able to talk or anything. Right. Which I couldn't talk, but I could scream. And I started screaming. I don't know exactly the amount of time it was before I remembered everybody, before I started recalling everybody's faces. But eventually that did happen.
Okay.
And now like I can see, like I can talk to them, kinda. I didn't really have a voice, but I could talk to them. My friends are coming to see me, everything. My dad, he's right there the whole time. But one day I just remember, like, I sat up and, what are you doing here? He's like, I've been here the whole time. Mind you, now I've probably been awake for like a month.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, do you want to stay here? And he's like, yeah. And I'm on Facebook Live.
Do you remember doing that?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to stay here? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, go get me a vape. He's like, Sissy, your lung collapsed. Well, go get me a vape. Or I have to go get me a vape. And I'm on Facebook Live. Well, the nurse ends up coming in. I end up ending the live. Well, a couple hours later, I get back on the live. I'm off a lot of medicine, though. I'm saying probably off-the-wall crazy stuff. Right. I'm not myself. And I start hitting my vape on Facebook Live. Mind you, I got this little bag thing. I don't have my lungs collapsed, golly. And I'm vaping. And wow. So now, like, this is around the time when, like, my memory does start to come back.
Okay.
One of the first things I remember is I sat up. I needed to go pee, but they just moved me floors or something. I need to use the restroom, though. And I tell the lady, like, I got to go to the bathroom. She's okay, honey. Give me 1 sec. I got to get that catheter. And I'm like, I don't want that. She said, well, you need it. I'm like, no. They showed me how to walk into the bathroom. She looks at me like I'm crazy. She's like, okay. So I scoot to the edge. Mind you, I can't feel neither of my legs. This leg's just broken in my knee, but this one is really bad. I remember she props me up, right? My feet are on the ground. I'm looking at my feet are on the ground, and she props me up. I can't feel nothing, and I face plant. Now I pee all over myself. Now I'm just angry girl. I treated my nurses really badly. Right. I was really mean to them, so mean to them. But this is like around the time, like they're like pretty much telling my mom that I'm not going to be able to ever like live by myself. I'm never going to be able to probably like form a full sentence. I have TBI, so traumatic brain injury. It's kind of like, okay, like now you're going to be pretty much taking care of your daughter for the rest of her life.
Right.
And with me walking is a big thing. They said that it would really be like 50-50 if I'd ever be able to walk on this, but there's no way they can see me walking on it because of the fact that my femur is not, like, it wasn't just the shattering of my femur. I have a big metal rod now, but my knee, like the placement of my knee and stuff, like, and it was kind of just a really bad spill. Right. Like, it was a bad accident. Yeah. And in the process of all that, all glory to God, I ended up getting out the hospital. So now the accident's been I ended up getting out the hospital, but I had to go right back to the hospital. They kind of like discharged me a little early, which is probably my fault because I was pushing them. I want to go home. And then I did go home and I ended up seizing and all kinds of stuff in front of my younger siblings. And I ended up having to go back. Well, now and this time back in the hospital, they're teaching me how to walk on my left leg again. I have the walker. I can't put any weight on this leg, obviously. But I have the walker, kind of like hop, skip, jumping. I just did my first lap. I got to call my mom, let her know. The nurse even recorded a video. Gosh, everything. I'm walking. And I ended up getting out the hospital. Well, this time I got out the hospital. I went back to my apartment. Well, I live top floor. And they're like, how are you going to do this? Like, I know my mom was thinking probably like, yeah, we'll let you try. And I did. I walked over to the step and then I sat down and then I boosted myself up with my arms. And I just needed someone to pick me up once I got to the top. And
so you're resilient. You figure it out.
100%. And that's how I would get up. Someone would be up. As long as someone's up there to pick me up, I'm good. And that's what would happen.
Well, this is the story, like I said, that I heard and stood out to me the most because you shared this story before you shared your name. And you basically said, I was dead. I wasn't supposed to walk. I wasn't supposed to talk. And yet here you are waitressing and walking and talking to us. And of course, then I learned everything else, which was just amazing. I feel like we didn't even get into everything you have been through, but anyone listening would know this is just an incredible story. So I'm curious now where you're at. You keep mentioning God and your faith and how that plays into your life now. So maybe can you share where you're at and what lessons you've learned and what God has shown you?
100%. So the biggest thing I ever did, July 1st of 2024, I listened to God. Mm-hmm. I listened to that little voice in my head now. And I took a leap of faith. I don't have many people here in Texas. Mm-hmm. I have my cousin, though. I took the leap of faith and actually packed my car and came here. I got my driver's license back, considering the circumstances. So I started walking. Boom. They got my driver's license back, got a car. Like shortly after I got the car, now I'm on the road and I'm on my way to Texas. So I take this leap of faith. The whole time on my way here to Texas, like I'm just talking to God. I've never actually sat and just prayed and prayed and prayed. And I'm just like, God, like, I don't know what's next for me, but this is going to be good. Mm-hmm. This has to be good, right? This is going to be good. And I get to Texas. I get my job that I served you at. I got that job the next day after so July 2nd. Everything's good. Like I'm working still at that job and I have another job. I'm in school. My overall thing, like, if I want people to do is surrender. Give it to God. My story, we didn't even go into detail.
Right.
And gosh, even me hearing myself say it, talk about it, and I'm like, wow. Just as a prime example of Christ genuinely does live through me. Mm-hmm. So now, like, my overall thing is surrender. I have to surrender everything to God. I've been here now 8 months. I've completely surrendered. I got baptized on my 24th birthday, gave my life to him for real. And literally, now I'm like involved with this like Christian group of friends, okay? Mm-hmm. And gosh, they bring out a different part of me. Now that part of me is always here, it's always there. Like I'm forever thanking God, no matter the situation. I'm back, like I reflect on my life all the time and everything. And then it's like, wow, that's why my name's a miracle.
Right.
Like you really do. God really does choose your name for you. God knew before everything happened. He knows what else is going to happen. But it was already written before I was even put in that womb. Mm-hmm. He needed me to be placed into her to be given to my mom. Right. But he needed me to be placed in her so I could be born in the circumstances I was born in.
Be a miracle.
To be a miracle originally. And then he's like, okay, that's your name. Mm-hmm. You have to live up to it.
Right.
And I would say 100% I have. And I know that there's still more. Now, though, instead of like, oh my gosh, like wondering what God is like, what are you going to bring in my life? What are you going to bring? No. Now I'm just ready for what's next. Because I know that whatever happens, I'm going to get through because God's right here with me. God, like the blessings, wow. Mm-hmm. I'm now been here in Texas 8 months. I moved into my apartment about 3 months ago. I'm living like the life I used to dream. And when I was a young girl, I would close my eyes all the time. Mm-hmm. I would manifest. At the time, I didn't know it was manifest, but I would just sit there and I would envision this life. Well, I'm currently living that life. Currently getting up early in the morning, pulling out my Bible first things first. I'm sitting with God for the first hour of my day, talking with God, reading my Bible, doing a little bit of study. Then, boom, I'm going to the gym in the mornings. And then, boom, I'm going to a job or going to school. And then right after school, I'm going straight to my first job. Then right after that job, I'm going straight to my second job. Then I'm going home. And every day when I walk into my apartment, I literally, every time, hi, my beautiful home. Thank you, God. I'm like, thank you. And he's really, I would say, like, surrender. Just surrender and give it to God.
It's a good message.
Like, please, like, you don't understand how much your life can change. All I needed to do was get closer to God. Mm-hmm. So through all those trials and tribulations, not one time did I ever say, oh, God, that's why you did it.
Right. Not
one time did I ever still think God. Like, things would happen, and I wasn't thanking God. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, thank you for letting this happen. No, I wasn't counting my blessings, like nothing. I was more so like, oh, yeah, like, this is my life. Like, trying to be someone that isn't who I'm called to be. I'm not called to be the party girl who's just the loyal ride or die girl, which I am 100%. But I'm not, that's not the image that God has portrayed for me, you know?
Yep.
So it's more of, I wish and I hope and I pray that this story does. And if people even reached out to me, I would share even more and more and more, because God is real. My literal message from this is like, God is real, and Christ does live through every single one of us. It's just the fact of like our testimonies. But in those trials that God does take us through, instead of hating him and putting the blame on him, it's more so, how are we going to get through this?
So if someone listening right now is going through a trial or has hit rock bottom and doesn't know what their future is going to look like, what would you say to them?
I would literally tell them that miracles do happen. And like, God is right there with you. All you need to do is surrender to him. Surrender to him and give everything to God. Now, like, I'm not going on social media to beef with people, but when I feel a certain way about someone, instead I'm praying for them. But I'm also asking God, like, I don't know if this person is meant for me, or I don't know if this situation is meant for me. I don't know if this is just for a temporary season in my life. What is going on? But God, please help guide me through this. Take God's guidance, take his guidance, and watch the miracles happen.
I think I had sent you a song before we started doing this podcast, and it keeps popping up into my head, called Another One. And the lyrics in it say, another one, talking about miracles. Every time I hear it, I think about you, because, like I said, when I met you, all I knew was the car accident. You weren't supposed to walk, you weren't supposed to talk. And now here you are. And then all of these other tribulations you've gone through, and you're still here. So I'm very thankful that you were even willing to come and talk with me. My goal is to get your story out to the world, because that's really the point of this podcast. For someone out there going through something, whether it's exactly what you went through or just a dark time in their life, it's just encouragement, I think. And like you said, just surrender. It's just encouragement that there is a future. God does have a plan for you. And it's always another one if you continue to follow it. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
No, thank you. Like, I've never felt any more comfortable. And like, that's also part of, I feel like, what God has called me to. He's put me through all them things to share them things, to help people grow closer to him.
Well, I can't wait to see what you do with your life after this, and who you're going to impact. So thank you again.
Thank you.
That's it for this episode of Unspoken Lives. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or made you reflect on your own journey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next powerful conversation. I'm always on the lookout for new guests. If you know someone with a story that deserves to be shared, I'd love to hear from you. Check the show notes for contact details, and make sure to follow along on social media at Unspoken Lives Podcast. Until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and remember, every life has a story worth telling.